Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. I am Michelle with Yes Michelle Crochets. And while I am a crochet, I'm also a very excited, competent, and enthusiastic content creator. As you enter the chat, please do me a favor and, of course, say hello. Don't forget to like the live as you enter and let me know if you're currently a content creator or if you're interested in knowing more about content creation. Tonight, I am going to be introducing to you the concept of building community engagement and particularly the secrets to doing so successfully. As a content creator for 10 months now, I'm relatively new to the scene of face forward content creation, but what I'm not new to is social media and learning. So I am mixing those two concepts together to introduce this concept to you. Now, I am going to good evening, Sue Ann. Hello, my sweet kitty. You guys, what I love about Restream is I can actually see the chat and I can too. I'm going to make sure that my phone is turned down because I just skirted into my chair just a few moments ago. So I want to make sure, and yes, I wanted to make sure I give you the best presentation possible. I'm going to be a lot of information pretty quickly, and I hope that this information is both engaging, entertaining, and serves you ever platform or purpose you may use this for. So, as you're entering, of course, like I said, please hit like. And if you are interested at the end of this service and want to know more about my service as a content creator coach, then by all means, please click that link in the conversation box. Good evening, Ivy. Welcome. I appreciate encouragement for the thumbs up. Now, I have notes. Those of you who don't already know me, you need to know Michelle's going to have her notes because I did my homework. I have to make sure that I'm giving you the most relevant information as it relates to YouTube. And I am a student of all things YouTube. So, what I want to share with you tonight is hopefully by the end of this hour, I will give you the tools, tips, and strategies to help you confidently about in this sphere as a content creator in knowing how to engage your audience, how to build the momentum of communication in your chat sessions, how to introduce products or services that you may offer, not only on your own platform, but in spaces such as Instagram. Maybe you're in a group with other content creators or potential clients, and you want to showcase and show what you do. If you're offering tools, tips, or services, you want to be able to do that in a way that doesn't impinge on someone else's platform, but at the same time gets the word out about who you are and what. So I want to show you ways to do that in a natural and not so used car salesman fashion. Thank you in advance for being patient with me as I work through my notes. Like I said, what I would dearly love to know, and hello to those of you who are on Team Lurk who choose not to talk, but just want to grab your notes and listen. I welcome you in, and hey, replay, because I'm glad to have you guys here as well. Now, what I would do to do for me is share with me whether or not you are a content creator or maybe you're someone who might be content creation in the future. That helps me know what things to focus on and what things that maybe aren't as interesting audience tonight. So I may talk about other things, but those things will be limited in how I approach them. Now, some of you may be wondering, why is it important to create a successful and cohesive community in your social media platform, be it YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Well, the reality of it is, if you're producing content in whatever medium and no one is reading that content, then it isn't helpful to you. It's like creating a visual or a virtual diary. Do you really look at the things in your diary 3 months, 6 months, 3 years later? Many of us don't. And I know myself, I literally do a gratitude journal on a daily basis. For me, it is a mind reset and it's also a bit of a brain dump. And Kitty said, current content creator, but looking to start a separate channel. This is the place to be because I'm going to give you the strategies that you may need to know on how to start that channel and grow your community successfully. So I hope that this is of benefit to you. And please let me know at the end if it is. So um, I'm sorry, again, I stick with my notes. Why we want to create that strong community, like I said, is the importance of not creating that virtual diary. Instead, making content and information that people are going to connect with and motivate them to think outside the box, do things that you're doing, and maybe be more like you. Because, I mean, let's be realistic. We all learn the things that we currently do from somewhere, either a motivation to lean in or discouragement to push away. But either way, this is what we're in these social media spaces. The unique thing about YouTube is we're kind of a living, breathing encyclopedia, a how to, as it were, of what we do, who, and we answer questions. So, with that in mind, curtail and tailor your content toward that mindset, and it will certainly help you create the community you're looking for. And when I speak of community, I'm also speaking of your niche. So for some of us, we are in the arts and crafts niche, particularly crochet for many of us. Others of us may be wellness space, and still others may be in a completely different medium that I'm not at all aware of. But the point of it is, know your niche and you will grow your community. The one unique thing that's this conversation different from the conversations that I typically have on my channel is I'm speaking more specifically to content creators and future content creators. Normally, I'm talking about yarn, the notions, and tools related to crochet. So tonight is a bit of a different space for me, but I'm so excited to share that space with you guys. Kitty said that her future channel is going to be more related to poetry. I've heard her poetry, by the way. It's amazing. So, the other thing I want to encourage you to be thinking about, not at the end of this conversation, but the integration of self promotion. I recently had a conversation with another content creator about the fact that they host a platform on a different media, and some of the people who are engaged in communication on their channel were uncomfortable by people coming in chat or coming into that space and peddling their wares, for a lack of a better. They jumped into the DMs of it all and started sending people in the group messages and notifications about the things they sell or wanted to sell to that particular person. And it came off uncomfortable. It came off like, I'm not trying to share what I have that can benefit you. In other words, they made no connection to that audience getting this information. They just threw up a billboard and hope it stuck. And what it did was it made that community uncomfortable. So I'm going to hopefully introduce ways that you can cultivate your community in such a way someone outside of you were to introduce a product or a service that they were going to offer. Number one, They got your mission to share in your space. But number two, they knew that they had created the relationship with the people that they were speaking to, so that a natural progression of that conversation. I know for a fact that when I'm in the mall walking through and someone wants to have me sell a particular fragrance or try a different product, I'm not there for that. And I don't like being distracted. But if this is someone that I see and they make a connection with me, hey, I really like your hair, or oh, I really like the top you're wearing. Well, I might stop and make a connection with them. Yes, they only have so many seconds to make a first impression, but that they attempt to make that first impression will oftentimes get people to stop. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression on your channel. So if you're not setting the tone for what you want to say to your audience, they're not going to know how to engage back. Therefore, your community is going to kind of flounder. Growth of your channel here on YouTube is going to be stagnant, and it may even revert, which isn't what any of us want to do. So that is something to keep in mind and consider. Of course, you always want to add value to your audience, because by adding value and engaging in a dialogue where they have the opportunity to share their view, ideas, strategies, and desires for what they need from you as a content creator, that community engagement is going to be solidified and strengthened. Good evening. How, Butter Roll, I should know your name, and I am sorry. I actually have heard it, and forgive me, I have forgotten. But find me. How are you this evening, by the way? Now, as I was saying about creating that and trust relationship with your audience, giving them the opportunity to tell you what they need, allows you to strengthen that community bond and relationship. I feel like I can my community relationship when I forget simple things like the beauty of people's names. And I don't intend to, but we all juggle a lot. And unfortunately, one of the issues that I'm trying to strengthen, Doretha, thank you. And you know I know your name. Your name is so beautiful to me. But the fact that I forget, it happens, and I appreciate your indulgence as I'm learning it all and getting each and every one of you just a little bit better. The other thing that I hugs, thank you. I am so glad you were well. And forgive me, guys, I'm not going to focus as much on the chat as I would normally do on my Saturdays, simply because I want to get a lot of information to you in the next 4 minutes to make sure that I'm offering the value and creating that know, like, and trust that I'm trying to teach you how to do. So the other organic promotion, no, there is no name better than someone who is connected to a community. Your name is important to me just as you are. So please know that. The organic self-promotion concept. One of the things, like I said, when we're experiencing a new dynamic or we're getting to know someone, we need to have a relationship in order to introduce new concepts, new ideas, and products and services to. If I were to throw up a brand new YouTube channel and all it showed you was my products that I sell, t-shirts and candles and whatever, how likely are you to be to engage with that channel if you don't already know, like, and trust me? Thank you. I appreciate that, Mama Winch. Welcome in, and I totally understand. Do what you need to do, darling. Thank you. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate it. The other thing about community that, again, is so critical is cultivating the support system. Those of you who are connected with my crochet components of this channel understand that one of the things I love to do is make that connection with people who may not be in the best of times right now. I do that for two reasons. One, as a person who oftentimes is considered the shoulder other people on, I don't often get people who come in and say, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? Would you talk?" And for me, that's critical. So who do I talk to? I listen to my son and I talk to myself, which is why I have the gratitude journal and I do the things that I do with that. But I also utilize my community and I recognize the demographics of the people who are a part of my channel. Many of you already have YouTube channels. So the idea of us growing together, not only as a community, but as content creators with our own dynamic and our own strategy toward you, if there's something I know that can help you grow, well, of course, I want to introduce it and share it. The know, like, and trust. Now, laying the foundation for creating that community engagement. One of the things that YouTube has afforded us all is a comment section. Now, there is the opportunity, and sometimes it's necessary, to turn content conversations off on your channel. Maybe you're imparting sensitive information where a dialogue, the comment section might not be beneficial to your audience. But most times, depending on your subject matter, it's been to have that comment section so they can cheer you on or ask you, "Hey, can you share more information about this? What was your resource for that? How do I get in touch with?" So that we can talk on a deeper level about whatever that is that they want to talk about. Having that comment section gives you the space for your community. As many of you are communicating with me tonight, you guys are content creators already. So this space to talk, but we also have the comment section. This becomes just a regular video. So if there's more things that you want to learn about, get to know more about, or you dive deeper about, then do me a favor. In that comment section, leave that information with me. And if this is of value to you, the space to learn, grow, and share, then I want to know that as well. So I thank you in advance for that information. One of the things that us as content creators, the engagement, the lead on our audience engagement is who we are as people. You see, not only do we bring our faces to our channels, unless we're a faceless channel, we bring our personality, our knowledge, our experiences to this medium, and people connect and resonate with it. They often say many of our audiences have something in common with us. I will say, from what I see in our comment section tonight, most of the people here, if not all the people, including my lurkers, are female. Many are over the age of 35. Some of us are postmenopausal. So those are all experiences that we can relate to, because the reality of it is it colors the things that we do, the way that we speak, how we engage with our audiences, thus creating our community. Now, as someone who is learning more about the backsides of YouTube and the things that I did not know before I pressed the play button for the first time, YouTube is considered more of a male dominated content creation space. And I love that so many of the people that are in community are women, because we are holding space and making room for one another to grow, not just as entertainers, not just as teachers or coaches, but also as people who show other women that this is room for you too. You can come here, speak your piece, introduce your concept, and the beauty of create your community. So That excites me, by the way. One of the things I want to remind each and every one of you, as I sometimes have to remind myself about in cultivating a community, is the importance of safety. As someone who, like many of you, is a face forward person, oftentimes, as someone who talks a lot, I give a lot of information. What I have to be careful of is not to give too much information, such as the exact location in the city that I live in, or the exact name of my dog. What I have no problem with you guys knowing what kind of car I drive because I drive a very popular car. So you'll see it everywhere. But I'm certainly going to give you my license plate. I'm certainly to give you my, information about where I shop at. Oh, saying I go to Michael's or saying I go to Joanne, that's cool. It's a national store. I'm not going to tell you the name of the local yarn stores that I shop at. And yes, I'm fortunate more than one. The key of it is in cultivating your community. Oftentimes, you may have the opportunity to in real life. You need to do that bit of caution. Not everybody who says they are for you is truly for you, and you kind of have to have a little bit of personal security. The other thing, of course, is information that people can utilize to gain access to you that you don't give away. So let's be careful in that. But always remember that the importance of what you're presenting to your community should have some type of value. I mean, yes, it's great to share the stories, childhoods, or our experiences with this, that, or the other, because that too grows your community. But at the end of the day, this, like I said, is an information superhighway. And you want to give information that's going to benefit your audience because, again, that's one of the bricks that creates your community. Now, the core secrets and actionable strategies that I want to share with you. Time is flying. Time is truly flying tonight. Let's go beyond the demographics. Like I said, most of my audience is female. There are some men who watch me and support me, and to them, you guys, and I thank you for being part of my community as well. But part of knowing who my audience is, of course, not only do I utilize the information that comes to studio, but I literally look at chats. I look at the conversations that I see below my videos, and I take note of what is the gender of the persons who are communicating in my chat. Is there information about their ages that I should be sensitive to? Let's be realistic. I don't make content for children. And this is not a good space for children, although I highly encourage you to teach children how to crochet. At the same time, there are children who are content creators. I'm just not a coach or a motivator for them. I can't speak to them in a way that will benefit their know, like, and trust opportunity. So I quickly say that this is not a safe space for children. I don't hold space for them. I teach children, but this isn't the space for them. So what I want to do right now is a mini exercise. I want you in your safe space to think about the top 3 engagers on your channel, especially those of you who are content creators. And for those of you who aren't all creators, but are considering starting a channel, then I want you to think about who is my ideal or my target audience? What do they look like? Age range are they? Are they people who speak the same language that I do? Or will I be in the back of my mind constantly thinking I need to make sure that this information can be dubbed in different languages? Is this someone who has a visual impairment, an impairment with hearing, so that I need to make sure that closed captioning is available on all of the product that I put out. These are I want you to think about. And the reason that I'm giving you this mini exercise to do, because by the end of this, I want you to have a general idea what your community is looking like and what it to look like. So that's something I want you to consider. The other thing I want you to do when you're creating content is to consider what your introduction looks like. Set the tone for the videos you're going to produce. Set the tone for the posts that you create, and in live engagements where you have the opportunity to listen to and talk with your audience. Know that you need to be engaged in the conversations that are happening in the chat. Today is more a teaching opportunity for me. So as much as I do want to see in the chat, I can't stay as connected with it as I would normally do. But at the same time, on those Saturday engagements, I love having my audience share with me what their perspective is, their point of view, a new acquisition, and things like that. That relationship is so critical for me because it helps me know going forward what to talk about and what may not be the most fun. I also, as the person who created this community, know that there are certain things that I won't be allowing as a part of conversation on my channel. And those two particular pillars are politics and religion. Those are not safe spaces for anyone on this channel. Conversations in those realms are often deleted and eliminated. Narrowly, I will have my moderators here. Unfortunately, tonight, my moderators aren't available. But what I love about this community is you guys understand the voice that I bring to this platform, and you respect it enough to be a safe space for me to talk only and freely, with the understanding that these are the things I ask and you adhere to them. And when we have people who don't, I remove them. That's the other beauty of YouTube Studio. If someone isn't a part of your community in a way that benefits the entire community, well, as the royal head of your channel, it's your responsibility to make that space safe for you and community by removing, muting, or eliminating that person's access to you and your channel. This is your space to do what you need to do, want to do, or want to do. If this isn't the space for others to come in with the thing to the table, they're welcome to start their own channels. You're welcome to control your in the way that works best for you. So, which is the very reason why I said children are not safe here. I literally have a home daycare. I don't want to use this space and this time to continue to work with children. I want to work with other adults. So, one for understanding that dynamic of my channel. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do, and this is something that a bit of a struggle for me, but at the same time, so important for me to do, which is why I do go live. I have shared with my audience on multiple occasions that I struggle with going live. I am a control freak. It's who I am. But at the same time, part of what we do invites us and encourages us to go live. It gives us that instant conversation with our community. So that means going beyond just the here's the information I want to give to you and then turning the camera off. I need to be available for interaction and that dialogue. But it's for me like walking on a tightrope with no net. It doesn't feel safe. I have tools. Those are my notes. I am prepared by creating an environment where I feel comfortable and I feel most at ease and rest but I have no control over whether or not the audience is going to come, whether they're going to talk and engage, or whether they're just going to, I don't want to watch that and leave. What I do and what I encourage you to do as creating those live spaces to consider this not only an opportunity for you to go back and forth with your community audience, but to also consider the persons that are going to watch this as a replay and talk to them as though they're going to be watching it as a replay, and in a way as your audience is going to be watching it as a replay, because you never know, we may replay this for you, especially those of us who are trying to build those watch hours. So when we first hit the go live button, many of us sit there and wait for the number to show how many people are in the room before we start talking. I have learned that that is the weirdest experience. If watching the replay of someone's video and they're not talking for 2 minutes, 7 minutes, I'm not sticking around. And I'll bet a lot of your audience does the same thing. They turn it off and they go on to something else. It doesn't mean interested in what you have to say, but don't wait for your audience to get there to them like they're already there. Talk to your camera, talk to your phone, your iPad, whatever, as though your audience is already filling that room up and connecting and relating. For me, it was a lesson learned because it's weird to be talking to myself and be in a room by myself. But connection and that relationship is what cultivated and created the community that I currently have. Excuse me for just a moment. I need a sip of my water. And I thank you in advance for being patient with me. But yes, I have my water. Thank you. So, the other thing that I highly recommend and encourage you to do is, especially in live settings, moderators. And the reason you want to have moderators is as your community gets bigger, it's going to be harder for keep up with the conversation in chat and answer questions, especially if you have a lot of information to get out in a very brief of time. Having moderators available who can answer the questions that may pop up in the chat, or having moderators who can shuttle people onto a different conversation, sometimes remove them from the room on your behalf, will greatly benefit you in creating a cohesive environment for people to feel safe, comfortable, and enjoy the information that you're imparting. So keep that in mind when you're having a live session and you're starting out the conversation on a topic that you want to get a lot of information to. Have moderators available to help you move your audience in the direction you want them to go. If you have a particular statement or rich you constantly add to your videos, don't put that to your live. It makes that relatability, and they'll remember. Like I'm notorious for telling people to have fun today. I also tell people to eat, drink their water, their meds, and I laugh all the time. And in fact, I'm smiling as I say it because people will, when I'm in the chat, ask, "Did you eat? Did you drink your water? Have you had your meds today?" And I love that because that lets me know they're connecting with the information that I'm in my videos, but it becomes kind of your personality connection and your related to your community. I love that my community intersects the creative crochet components of what we do with the mental health and the physical wellness that I want them to focus on as well. So I want to encourage you guys to maximize the built-in community features of YouTube, whether it's the go live opportunity or it's the post notifications that we have as a part of our channel. Good evening, Sarah. Welcome in and happy Wednesday to you too. But having that built in this opportunity gives you the opportunity to share information with your community. One of the things I do for my members on Saturdays is I host a Zoom at 9 a.m. Well, I can't host that on YouTube. And I took it over to Zoom because the conversation is a little more engaging. We get face to face visuals of one another. Not true. This is a member perk. But the reason that I wanted to do it that way was so that I could see I can't see you guys. So I don't have the opportunity to have that know, like, and trust relationship in a face to face format. But the problem with doing something like that is, how do I get that information to my audience if I don't have their telephone numbers and their email addresses? And information changes from day to day and week to week, as sometimes members suddenly become members or the membership. So in order to push that information out to my audience and to the audience that should be getting it, I do a post notification with the filter that it is exclusively for that tier of membership. And again, that's using the resource available to me through YouTube. But of course, that means we are also leaving YouTube to talk on a different medium. I'm also going to learn. Hi, Zach. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon, my darling. Please catch the replay. You go lay down and have a cookie and some chips. Those of you who know that Zach and I have a snack relationship, and I love that for us. But in the meantime, darling, don't let it just rest. As I was saying about utilizing those resources beyond you just always coming to your video on Tuesdays. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about, now please promote what you're going to be talking about to get that audience enthusiastically excited about the next thing you're going to be talking about. But broad perspective of not just talking in videos, but also using your post notifications. If you have another platform that you have community on, just Facebook or Instagram, then go ahead and put a teaser on your Facebook channel or on your Instagram platform, letting people know that on Thursday I'm going to be talking about this hook and I'm so excited about it. Or not tonight. I think I'm all coked out. I'm good on cokes for tonight. But Zach, I am sending you super big hugs. I love you. You to get some rest. Now, I am really bad, admittedly, that in making sure that I diversify my conversations on Instagram, on Facebook. So I am challenging myself as I get to better understand how to build community in doing those two things, making sure that when I post a video, I at least put, if not the thumbnail, then maybe a teaser, a short, or something on those other platforms to remind people that yes, I still have a YouTube channel, and I would dearly love those members of the community to come over and support my channel. If other platforms that you engage with as content creators, then by all means, that's your space. Utilize it. I have an entire web that I freely admit I have not updated in over a month, and I pay for this. So I'm not utilizing the resources that are available to me. So part of this learning today was a reminder to that I'm spending money for something. I need to use it. I need to engage with the community that I'm creating there, especially as I'm growing my brand. And for those, I want to remind you to do the same thing. if you don't have a Facebook community, if you have an Instagram community, there's two reasons you're going to want to consider doing so. One, having those names locked to whatever your channel name is, whether it's Zach's Crafts or Yes Michelle Crochets or Yes Michelle Coaches. I haven't done it. Don't look for it. It doesn't exist. But if that was what I wanted to do, by locking that information and connecting it to me, it means someone else can't pirate that or that information and pretend to be gathering my audience and my community and putting out things that would not be in line with who I am and what I represent. So making sure that you secure your identity in other mediums allows you not only to create community and spaces on your camera, but it also makes sure that you create the know, like, and trust brand opportunity for who you are so someone else can't do that on your behalf. I can tell you for a fact there have been times I have seen a store name and thought, oh, I'm going to go to their website and look at what they have available online, and saw that site what I thought it was going to be. And that wasn't the company that I was trying to get connected with. The reason being, somebody else had bought that website and put up something that had nothing to do with what that store represented. Make sure that as you're growing your community, curing all the avenues that exist that can be associated with your brand identity. Now, this, like I said earlier, is a critical part of what we do, whether we are promoting our communities and our channels, or we're selling or introducing products and services that represent. One of the things you guys hear me often talk about is my coffee in the morning. And I'm learning to be very cognizant of how I speak about my coffee, because there are certain products I put in my coffee every day. Notice I don't talk about them the way that I used to. I am an affiliate in the sense that I have a discount for one of the products that I put in my coffee, and it is tagged in my description, but I don't do a lot of about it, because beyond giving you a discount, it doesn't do much more for you, and it does nothing else for me. So though I love it and I highly recommend you try it, until it gives more value for the energy into promoting it, I won't be doing that. If I am going to promote a product, whether it's a yarn or a company's hooks or notions or whatever, if it does not bring value, it costs me energy, it has to bring more to the table. That's, oh, well, we've got a great product. That's amazing. But I bet you probably pay somebody your advertising. If you're not going to pay me, it may not be worth my time, and I will critically decide whether or not I am going to promote those things. And I recommend you make that consideration as well. The other thing, like I said, when going into spaces and broadening your horizon beyond the platform that you represent, when you're a YouTube content creator and maybe you're on Facebook or maybe you're on Instagram, is consider that if you're in a group about arts and crafts, you notice that there's a person who loves to purchase blankets, and you have a really beautiful blanket that you want to sell. Maybe the host of that group wants you to share what you make and the fact that you have it available for sale. But if you suddenly see that Mary Smith is going to have a grandchild in 3 weeks and you want to sell that blanket to her, but you have not previously communicated with her, well, dropping into her DM and leaving her a message will probably get you in trouble with the host of the group you're in and with Mary. You also probably won't get the sale, and you may even get the reputation of being a little creepy. So be cognizant and be careful in how you approach potential opportunities to share what you do. I am, and I just shared this very recent. I am a certified Toastmaster. I never talk about that. And to some people, that may seem like, why not? The answer is very simple. I don't need to share with anyone that I'm a master. It's like going to school. I don't post on the wall where I went to school because I don't need you to know where I went to school. And B, that's not what I'm here for. It's not relevant to the relationship or the community that I'm building with you. I show you that I'm a YouTube content creator, but you kind of know that because you're watching me on YouTube. And I just saw my chat jump and I didn't understand why. So forgive me. Nonetheless, knowing when it's appropriate to share information about products and services will go a very long way to helping you create the community for people receptive to what you have available. As you'll notice at the top of the chat tonight, I have the link for my stand store related to the coaching services that I offer. Well, that's an appropriate thing for me to have in this space because this is all about content creating and the elements related to that. Some of you are going to want to know more about how did I get the information and how do you personalize this for your particular job? The answer is as simple as directly communicate with me one on one and allow me to create a strategy exclusively for you. That's how we create that opportunity. But because this is my channel and this is my space, the exact right place for me to introduce to you my stand store access. So, one of the things I want to do, ready to close out, time has flown. We have 10 minutes left. But with that said, one of the things I want to cultivate in this community space is the importance of recognizing your voice and how your voice translates into building your community. By knowing when it's appropriate to say certain things and when it's appropriate not to, then you create the community of teaching others how to do what you do as a content creator, as a person who represents your brand, your voice, your products, and your services. So, those are all things I want you to give serious consideration to when you are planning out your activities. The other thing I want you to do is broaden your mind beyond this space to include other social media platforms, not only locking on your identity, but locking into the fact that there are people who are never going to see your video. There are certain people who are never going to come to your live, but they want to know, like, and trust you. So think beyond the space you're in and your experience with this platform and every other platform that you have access to. I hope tonight I've shared information with you that benefits you as a content creator currently, maybe a content creator in the future. And with that said, I'm going to open this space up for just a few minutes for questions. And then we're going to call this a night because I know there are a lot of other people going on YouTube to share information that you need to have access. And I don't want to block your blessing. So, is there anyone who has a question still within this community tonight? And if so, please do me a favor and post it in the chat. And if you found this interesting, you as well. I do want to say again, thank you for being here tonight. Oh, goodness. You guys have to forgive me. I need another sip of water. Mm, thank you for your patience with me. Well, it looks like we don't have any more questions. I am going to call this. I want to remind each and every one of you that I love you. I thank you for taking the time with me tonight. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That literally, sometimes it literally just pops up. Nonetheless, that was a wealth of information and appreciated. Thank you, Kitty. I'm glad that this was something that benefited each and every one. I hope it did. I'm glad it benefited you. And I want to say to all of you, make sure that you guys are eating, that you're drinking your water. Most of all, that you know that I love you. And of course, if meds are appropriate, take your meds. I also want to have some fun today. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care. And I am going to figure out again, Restream is still new. So I am learning how to do all of this. But for now, I'm going to get ready to goodbye to you. There we go. All right, you guys. Later. You take care. Bye bye.